Hello sellers. Today we're going to go over the work orders feature that will help you manage your special projects. We've made it easy for you to submit and monitor special projects like moving inventory in bulk, adding barcodes, or replacing damaged boxes, etc. for your inventory at Kahoot warehouses. We've grouped the special projects you can request into a few types of work orders. Inventory prep, which revolves around making sure items are ready for fulfillment, like having the right barcodes, replacing damaged boxes, etc. Inventory transfer involves moving items to another Kahoot location, or distributing inventory throughout the warehouse network. FBA Forwarding is for moving inventory to Amazon. Inventory removal, which involves all bulk inventory movement to an external location that is not a Kahoot warehouse nor an Amazon warehouse. Let's look at how this works in the system. All work orders you've requested will appear under Work Orders, All Work Orders, Assigned to Partner. Here, you'll see the list of work orders you have created, and important items are available at a glance, like the name and type of the work order, to which warehouse it's assigned to, when is it due, and so on. You can also use the top-of-page filters to find a specific work order, or manipulate the grid columns to search and filter what you need. Right below the filters is an Add New button that allows you to create a new work order. From here, you can select from 5 types of work orders to create: inventory prep, inventory removal, inventory transfer, FBA forwarding, and other. In this table, you can also monitor the status of each work order from draft all the way to completed. Here's a simple guide to the work order statuses. Draft are work orders you've started but haven't submitted to Kahoot yet. Submitted, or pending approval, are work orders that are currently under review by Kahoot. Approved are work orders that have been approved by Kahoot and are waiting for the warehouse to begin work. In progress are work orders currently being worked on. Completed are finished work orders. And lastly, there's also canceled, which are work orders we've stopped. Now let's look at an example work order to see what's inside. The work order details page provides a structured way for you to submit information regarding the work order you want completed. It records all the product details, captures its requirements, and serves as a communication portal between you and Kahoot for questions related to projects you've requested. Down at the bottom of the page is the conversation section. You can use this to ask questions if you have any questions about the work order. Here, you can also see all communication between you and Kahoot regarding this work order. Any comments added here are updated in real time, and you'll also get an email notification when Kahoot sends you a message. How you complete each type of work order varies depending on each work order type. The only other thing to keep in mind is that work orders can only be created after inventory is received in Kahoot, displaying positive quantity available. Keep watching to learn more about each specific work order type. Inventory prep work orders are requests for you to prepare your products for storage and fulfillment, according to the product preparation guidelines. Examples are barcoding, replacing retail packaging, polybagging, bubble wrapping, among other possible prep services. Before you begin, you will need to know which SKUs and how many of them need prep work, and also where the items are located. Let's take a look at an example. Let's say that some of your products arrived without barcodes. In Kahoot, first navigate to the Work Orders, All Work Orders, Assigned to Partner section. Here, we will click Add New and select Inventory Prep. First, you'll need to specify a job name, type, and the job location. The job location is the Kahoot warehouse, where your items are currently stored. This needs to be chosen before any further steps, as this determines which SKUs can be added to your work order. Then, add the desired SKUs. If you know the exact SKUs, you can add them here. If you have the physical products, you can scan a barcode to find the SKU. Finally, you can just hit the Add Item button to bring up the search filter criteria and either select SKUs one at a time or in bulk. The search pop-up will also show the quantity available for each SKU, and you can also see this once you've added SKUs to the work order. You can specify the quantity for each line item up to the maximum available. You can't put a number higher than the quantity available though. You also can remove line items in case they were added by accident. Once we're done adding in items, the last step is to add any special instructions. For example, barcodes need to be added to the bottom face of each product, or new barcodes need to cover the old barcode. All work orders will start the same way, regardless of work order type. You can save the work order as a draft if you're still unsure about the SKUs and the work to be done, or if you're interrupted and need to pause and come back to the work order later. You won't be able to make changes once the work order is approved by Kahoot. Once approved, the work will begin on preparing the items. Please use the conversation section on the work order page for all questions and comments about the work order. And that's it. Once the work order is completed, in this case, the prep work is done and the SKUs are ready for fulfillment, the status will be updated to completed. Next, let's look at creating an inventory transfer work order. Inventory transfers are work orders to move inventory from one Kahoot warehouse to another. This is a special service for select accounts that work with multiple Kahoot locations, and each inventory transfer typically starts with a discussion with your Kahoot account manager. On the Work Orders page, click Add New and select Inventory Transfer. Next, you'll need to specify a job name and the job location. The job location is the Kahoot location. It's where the items are currently stored. Now, we can add the ship to address information, the new Kahoot location for your inventory. If you have the address from your account manager, go ahead and fill it in. If you don't have the ship to location, you can still submit the order using any address and Kahoot will update them once submitted. Be sure to put TBD under the company field and fill in any mandatory fields. Then, add the desired SKUs as described previously. The last steps are to confirm if you want shipment protection for this removal, and if so, what's the value of the shipment. This is what's called all risk insurance, where the insurance company settles your claim quickly, then goes after the carrier for the damages. Much better than you having to deal with the carrier directly, which can take many months. Finally, add any special instructions. For example, these SKUs are fragile and should not be double stacked. Please only use special instructions sparingly, as that would save time and cost for all parties involved. Then, submit the work order to Kahoot or save as draft to come back to later. Remember, you won't be able to make any changes once the work order is approved by Kahoot. Once approved, The work will begin on preparing these items for shipment and arranging pickup. Use the Conversations feature to communicate with Kahoot support about your work order. When the warehouse has all the SKUs loaded onto pallets or in boxes, the dimensions and weights will appear here in the packing information section. And that's it. Once packages are picked up, you'll be able to see additional information such as the signed bill of lading if it's an LTL shipment, or shipping labels and tracking info if they were shipped by parcel ground. The next work order type to review is for FBA forwarding requests. FBA forwarding work orders are used to move your inventory from a Kahoot warehouse to Amazon FBA warehouses in order to add inventory to your FBA listings. This is a special service that is only available to select Kahoot accounts. If your agreement does not include FBA forwarding services, please do not create this work order. Before you begin, you will need to know what SKUs you intend to send to FBA. If your products are not fully prepped and labeled per FBA requirements, you will need to first create a new inventory prep work order. There are 2 steps to creating FBA forwarding work orders. Step 1 is getting package information, and step 2 is executing the shipment. Let's begin with step 1, getting package information. In simple words, let us know what SKUs and quantity you wish to send to FBA. We'll pack them, then let you know the package dimensions and weights to use for label generation in Amazon Seller Central. Let's see how this works in action. On the Work Orders page, on the Assign the Partners tab, click Add New and select FBA Forwarding. First, you'll need to specify a job name and the job location. The job location is the Kahoot warehouse. It's where the items are currently stored. This needs to be chosen before any next steps, as this determines which SKUs can be added to your FBA forwarding work order. Next, add the SKUs you want to send to FBA. This works the same across all work orders. Once you're done adding in SKUs with the desired quantity, add any special instructions. For example, these SKUs are fragile, or the maximum box width is 25 inches, and submit the work order to Kahoot. Please only use special instructions sparingly, as that would save time and cost for all parties involved. Save as draft, or submit the work order as discussed previously. Once approved, the work will begin on packing these items so they're ready to ship. Please use the in-app conversations feature to discuss with Kahoot any questions related to the work order. When the warehouse has all the SKUs loaded onto pallets or in boxes, the dimensions and weights will appear on the work order in the packing information section. Kahoot will also notify you via the Conversations feature. You can then use this information to create your inbound shipment to FBA. This concludes step 1, getting package information. The second step is executing the shipment, basically providing Kahoot the details of your shipment so the warehouse can get them out the door. Once you've created the FBA inbound shipment at Amazon, Amazon will provide you the additional shipping documents, such as box labels, pallet labels, shipping labels, or a bill of lading. Kahoot will need these additional documents to execute your inbound. Upload your shipping documents by going to the Work Orders screen, Edit, and click Upload next to the shipping document you wish to upload. Please ensure that you are attaching the shipping documents under each section. Once you have uploaded all the documents from FBA, please send us a quick message after you have successfully uploaded all the documents, so Kahoot can notify the warehouse regarding shipment finalization and provide them with the right carrier pickup instructions. And that's it. Once packages are picked up, you'll see the work order status is now in the complete state, as well as seeing a signed bill of lading if it's an LTL shipment. Kahoot will also drop you a note via the Conversations feature to let you know everything's been completed. Finally, let's look at creating an inventory removal work order. Inventory removals are work orders to move your inventory from a Kahoot warehouse to another location that doesn't include FBA or another Kahoot location. Before you begin, you will need to know what SKUs you want removed and the destination warehouse. Let's see how this works in action. In Kahoot, first navigate to Work Orders, All Work Orders. From here, click the Assign to Partner tab, then click Add New and select Inventory Removal. First, we'll need to specify a job name, type, let's select Inventory Removal, and the job location. The job location is the Kahoot warehouse. It's where the items are currently stored. Keep in mind that you will need to create a separate work order for each warehouse that you are removing inventory from. Next, add the ship to address information, the destination warehouse for your inventory. Make sure to fill in all the mandatory fields. Add the items and quantities to be removed, as described earlier. The last steps are to confirm if you want shipment protection for this removal, and if so, what's the value of the shipment. This is what's called all-risk insurance, where the insurance company settles your claim quickly, then goes after the carrier for damages. Much better than you having to deal with the carrier directly, which can take many, many months. Finally, add any special instructions. Please only use special instructions sparingly, as that would save time and cost for all parties involved. Then, submit the work order to Kahoot, or save as draft to come back to it later. Remember, you won't be able to make any changes once the work order is approved by Kahoot. Once approved, the work will begin on preparing these items for shipment and arranging pickup. Removals may typically take 14 to 21 business days to be ready for pickup, but it can take up to 30 days or more during peak seasons. Please plan accordingly. Please use the in-app conversations feature to discuss with Kahoot any questions related to this work order. Once packages are picked up, you'll be able to see additional information, such as the signed bill of lading if it's an LTL shipment.